Hello, my name is Derek Murphy, and I am the co-creator and producer of new play Mammy's House. Mammy's House tells the untold story of the LGBT plus Irish migrant community during the AIDS crisis in the 1980s and 90s. Now, before I tell you about the history of the project, I'll start by saying that to say that this project has changed my life would be a complete understatement. Anyone who's met me in recent years will have heard me talking about this because I feel so strongly about it. I feel so passionately about it. I want to scream it from the rooftops. It started a few years ago when I went to an online talk being given by the amazing Dr. Joseph Healy about this very topic. I'd heard nothing about it. We've all seen shows like It's a Sin, Pose, which do amazing things for the LGBT plus community and the AIDS community, but we've never heard any of this from an Irish point of view. So it set me off on a path to start researching to see what I could find. There's practically nothing there. There's very little about this topic, which made me even more determined to tell this story. And then, along with my co-creator, Amy Clark, and the amazing support from people at the Irish Cultural Centre here in London and the London Irish Embassy, we managed to get some funding through the Immigrant Support Programme, thank you very much. And we did a year of research and development where we interviewed some phenomenal people, from Bernard Lynch to Tony Walsh to Dr. Joseph Healy, and not only people in the UK but also people in Ireland who worked within the health industry. This story is amazingly important. It's untold. We don't know anything about these people's history. Unfortunately, a lot of them are not here to tell this story themselves. And I think that means it's even more important for us to tell this story on their behalf. We really have put our hearts and souls into this project, and we are now at the time where we are hopefully bringing it to the stage this September at the Gatehouse Theatre here in London. But that's where you guys come in. We do need your help because this stuff ain't cheap. It doesn't happen for free. We really do need your backing, help, and support. Whether that be donating to the Crowdfunder, we love you, or sharing the link, or just telling people about it, posting it in your WhatsApp groups, putting it on your Instagram. Anything honestly really does help, because we need to pay for sets, costumes, actors, everything to get this up on its feet. And it really is time that we tell these people's story.
Hi, I'm Amy Clark. I'm the writer and co-creator of Mammy's House, a new play about the Irish diaspora experience of the AIDS crisis in London. This project began when my co-creator and friend of many years, Derek Murphy, attended a talk sparked by It's a Sin. The man who hosted the talk acknowledged how powerful and much needed this show was, but for him, something was missing: Irish characters. And this sparked a thought for Derek: where were these stories? He did some research and found very little evidence. But asking around the London Irish queer community, it became clear that so many queer Irish people were deeply affected by the AIDS crisis, both at home and abroad. This, he realised, was an untold part of queer Irish history, and that gap is what sparked this play. With early research and development support from the Immigrant Support Fund via the Embassy of Ireland in the UK, we began interviewing people whose lives were shaped by the crisis. Activists like Tony Walsh, carers, survivors, Bernard Lynch, the former priest who ministered to queer communities in New York at the height of the epidemic there. We heard story after story of Irish queer men and women who felt they had no choice but to leave Ireland, because it wasn't a place where they could live openly or safely. We also heard from those who stayed, and the stigma they faced, not only for being gay, but for being associated with a disease that was weaponised against them. One carer told us about working with Dr. Fiona Mulcahy, the leading AIDS consultant at St James's Hospital in Dublin. She described visiting patients' homes in secret because couples feared that if neighbours discovered they were gay, never mind that one of them was ill, they would lose their jobs, their housing, and their safety. All these stories and more helped shape this play. So many people were lost unnecessarily during this time. The least we can do is make sure we don't lose the stories of those who survived. And that's why we're bringing Mammy's House to the stage, to honour a part of Irish queer history that has never been given the space it deserves. It's a story shaped by being Irish, gay and Catholic, raised in a culture of shame, only to flee that shame and meet it again in the form of a deadly epidemic. We're incredibly proud that the Irish Cultural Centre in Hammersmith believed in this work from the very beginning, and through their help we received support from the Embassy of Ireland, who are backing our first production. Their commitment to preserving queer Irish history means the world to us. But to bring this story fully to life, to pay our actors, build the world of 1980s Camden, and stage a professional 2-week run in London this September, we do need your help. If you can donate, share, or simply spread the word, you'll be helping us preserve a vital part of queer Irish history before it disappears for good. And we really hope to see you at the show. Thank you.